I accidentally made $13,584 per week without a website. And honestly, I didn't even realize it until I asked my Freedom Creator Club members a simple question. Raise your hand if you've been to my website, and not a single hand went up. Most creators think they need a perfect website, a perfect logo, or beautifully branded business cards before they can make money. But I'm here to save you the time, money, and headache and let you know that that is the old way. Today, I'm going to show you how my business makes money and scaled without a website and instead using funnels. I'm going to share with you why this works for any creator and how you can start doing this today using all free tools. Keep watching because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what you need to build, what you don't need to waste your time building, and how to start making sales way faster and of course, getting started for free. So let's dive in. First, let's talk about why traditional websites don't convert anymore. And before we dive into that, I want to explain what is a traditional website versus a funnel, because whenever I make a video talking about how you don't need a website anymore, everyone's like, well, a funnel is a website. No, they're two different things. So when I talk about a website, I am talking about a traditional website. We're talking like a homepage, about page, contact page, that kind of website. Okay. Now a funnel, yes, is a series of web pages, but it's not a website. Okay. So I just want to clear that up, that words do mean things. And when people talk about websites, they do think of something like a traditional homepage, about page, contact page, etc. And what's crazy is when I started this business, Freedom Creator, a few years ago, I still thought I needed a website. And the great thing is that with System.io, which is the software that I use, you can get an account for free in the description below. They do also have a website builder. So I spent weeks building out this beautiful website, having everything designed, building this cool website, right? And I will say, System, you can get started for free. So that's cool, right? And obviously does a ton of other things. Website is just one of the things it does. I still use it for all of our email marketing, our sales pages, our funnel pages, our checkout pages, delivering our digital products, blah, blah, blah. But as far as a website goes, I spent weeks building out this beautiful website, having it designed, and virtually 0% of our sales come from our website. And I know this because I track where all of our sales come from using a tool called Hyros. And also on a few of my Q&A calls with my Freedom Creator Club students, I literally asked them to raise their hand if they had ever been to my website. These are all paying students, right? Not one person raised their hand. So not only do I have data tracking from Hyros, but also asking my students, virtually in person, quote unquote, to raise their hand if they'd been to my website, and nobody had been. So I'm here to save you weeks of time, potential money if you're going to hire a designer or something like that. You do not need a website. It's not going to bring you sales. Think about it this way. If you build a website and you put it online, are sales just going to suddenly appear? Because I feel like that's what we think, especially when we're beginners. We think we just build a website, we make business cards, and the sales will come. But that could not be further from the truth, because you need one very important thing to make sales, and that is traffic. And a website does not generate traffic. Neither does a funnel. You need to send traffic to these things in order to get eyeballs on those pages and make sales. And with a website, it's just way harder to make sales because people land on your homepage, then maybe they click on your about page, then they go to your contact page. Like, it's not a really clear path to bring them from discovering you online to making a sale. Whereas a funnel is actually made to move someone from finding you online to actually buying. And by the way, if you want to learn step by step how I make digital product sales every single day, from discovering your profitable digital product you should sell, to launching it for your first sales, to automating it for consistent sales, go ahead and snag your seat to my free on-demand workshop. It's the first link in the description below this video. So now that we've established what a website is, what a funnel is, why websites don't work anymore, let's talk about the funnels and which funnels I'm actually using to make sales. So if you go in the description below this video, you'll notice that there are a number of links. There are links to freebies, which each have their own freebie funnel, which I'll talk about in a second. And there is also a link directly to my membership, Freedom Creator Club, which is also a funnel. So here's how the freebie funnels work. I will mention in my videos like 2 to 3 times about different links in the description below. And oftentimes it's a freebie. So I have a freebie that is a YouTube script template. I also have a freebie that is a custom GPT bot that will help you discover your profitable digital product that you should sell. And when you go to the description below this video and you click on either of those links, the very first page is going to tell you what the freebie is. It's going to have a spot to put in your name and your email and click submit. And when you do that, well, first it's going to email you to confirm your email address if you're not already on my list, because we do what's called a double opt-in, which is legally the best thing to do. And it also prevents spam and makes your email list a lot better. But once you confirm and do the double opt-in, you will receive the freebie to your email. And also once you opt in, it will take you to what's called a thank you page. And our thank you page, it doesn't just say like, thanks, your freebie's on its way, right? It does say that at the very top of the page, but then it also invites you to my free on-demand training. So not only is the freebie giving people value, it's helping them get a quick win, it's getting them on your email list, and you can also point them to the next step in your funnel that you want them to go to. Now, another funnel that I have is my automated webinar funnel, which I already mentioned this free training in this video. And once you register for that free training, if you choose to watch it instantly, it will take you instantly to the training and where you can watch the training. Now, you can also choose a date or time in the future in case watching it right now in this instant doesn't work for you. And then you can watch it at that time as well. And you'll also be subscribed to our email list and start getting emails as well. And of course, the free training, it is like an hour of helpful content and then 30 minutes talking about my membership Freedom Creator Club for those that are interested in working together further. Then I also have a funnel that goes to Freedom Creator Club directly for those that maybe aren't interested in the workshop or aren't interested in the freebie, or maybe they've already downloaded those things. I do have a direct link to Freedom Creator Club. So it actually just links directly to the sales page where people can check out what's all included, what's it about, what is it going to help you with, also what's like the price. And then when you click, if you're interested in purchasing, it will take you to the checkout page where you can buy. Now, these are all examples of funnels. And again, what a funnel really does differently than a website is it guides someone. It shows them a page where there's only one thing for them to do, and then they do that thing, and then it takes them to the next page and so on and so forth. Whereas a website, there's no real clear thing for them to do. It's kind of like, here's a home page, here's an about page, here's a contact page. People just kind of look around. They're not really guided from discovering you to buying. And by the way, if you do want that free custom GPT that will help you discover which profitable digital product you can sell, you can go ahead and download that completely for free. It is linked in the description below this video. And then you can check out how my freebie funnel works as well. And by the way, if you're like, well, how did she make this money on accident? Well, I really thought this money was going to be coming from my website, and I created freebies to really grow my email list. So to my surprise, when all of my sales were coming from my funnels and none from my website, that was kind of on accident and not what I expected. And that's why I've been dying to share this with you guys, because you just don't need to waste time and money building this website. Perfect logo, perfect colors, perfect branding, perfect business cards. Like, those are things you can add later if you want to, but you do not need them to make sales. Okay, so now let's talk about what happens after somebody opts into a freebie funnel and how they actually go from opting into your email list to actually buying. So once somebody opts into one of my freebie funnels, again, they put in their name, their email, they get on the email list. The thank you page says the freebies delivered to your inbox, once you confirm your email address. And then of course we invite them to our on-demand free training. And most people do go and watch that on-demand free training. And that's one of the ways that they can purchase Freedom Creator Club, because again, it gives them a bunch of value, but then it also gives them information on Freedom Creator Club for those who want to work with me further. So that's one way. Another way is when they opt into either a freebie or the automated webinar funnel, it gets them onto my email list, which puts them into what we call my big auto email sequence. Now, this big auto email sequence is a 6+ month long automated series of emails. And the first section of my big auto email sequence is our welcome sequence, which is 1 email a day for 5 days. Now on days 1, 2, and 3, it is one story arch that is over all 3 emails. So they'll read a little bit of the story on day 1, and it'll say, day 2 is going to be the next part of the story. Then they'll read a little bit more, and then it'll say, the ending of the story is tomorrow. So it's 3 days of stories. And these stories get them to know me better. It is lessons to nurture and help those on the email list understand things further, like digital products, how to sell them, how to scale, that kind of thing. Then days 4 and 5 are mostly calls to action to go watch my automated webinar funnel. Now, if you're just starting, this could be a call to action simply to your checkout page. I just want to remind you guys that even though I talk about my automated webinar funnel, that is an advanced technique that I do not recommend you do until you're at 6 figures a year in sales. In fact, with Freedom Creator Club, we got to 6 figures a year in sales with just a checkout page, not a sales page, not an automated webinar funnel, just a checkout page. So you can do the same technique, just going to a simple checkout page. And a checkout page is where you're just going to list the name of the digital product, what's included, the price, and have a form where someone can actually fill in the information to purchase and have the digital product automatically delivered to their email. And you can do all of that with System.io, which you can get a totally free account in the link in the description below this video. So when I say you can get started with all of this for free, I really mean it, guys. When I started my very first business at 19 years old, I had 81 cents to my name. I was living with my grandma. I had no money, okay? And you can get started with System.io. It's a free account, not a free trial, okay? So you can even make your first sales on that free account. And also how I drive traffic to things like my checkout page, my auto webinar, my freebies, that's all through YouTube. And yes, you're going to need a traffic source. And guess what? YouTube is free. And you can even just start filming with your phone that you already have. In fact, my friend Nancy, she has about 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. She has always, since day one until now, filmed with just her cell phone, and you literally cannot tell the difference in her videos. So people are gonna find you from your traffic source, which I would recommend YouTube, and then they're going to watch a video or 2 or 3 or 4, and they're gonna download one of your freebies, they're gonna get on your email list, they're gonna get your sequence, and they're gonna hit your checkout page in a number of ways. It could be on the thank you page of a freebie, it could be mentioned in an email, it could be linked directly in the description of your YouTube video. Really what you're doing is thinking about how can you generate traffic and how can you move those people from discovering you to buying versus just putting up a traditional website and crossing your fingers for sales, which I'm telling you in 2026 and beyond ain't gonna cut it anymore. So here's your next steps. If you're a beginner wanting to make your first digital product sales, well, the first thing I'd have you do is download my custom GPT that's going to help you discover which profitable digital product you can sell. Again, you can download that for free below. That's the first thing that you should start is what's your niche gonna be? What is the thing you're gonna sell? Then you wanna start actually making YouTube videos so you can start generating traffic and building your email list so you actually have people to sell to once your digital product is ready to sell. Because you can't just put up a website and cross your fingers. That is not going to cut it. Then what you want to do is consistently keep putting out videos every single week, keep growing your email list with a freebie funnel. Once you get to 100 to 200 email subscribers, send them a survey to figure out what their biggest pain point is so you can create a digital product to solve that. Because if you've watched any of my videos, you know that how you're going to sell a digital product is by solving a painful problem. Not a nice to have, not a fun to have, a painful problem. The more painful the problem, the more easy it's going to be to sell and the more money you can potentially charge. So it's going to look something like this: YouTube, freebie, email list, checkout page. And if you're already consistently making $5,000 to $10,000 a month with digital products, then you can check out my totally new freebie, which is an audit for YouTube creators wanting to scale their digital product sales. It's linked in the description below, totally free. You're going to be able to go through it, figure out what's holding you back from scaling to 20 to 50K months. It's super fun. It's going to let you know which creator archetype you are and what to focus on to finally scale. So let me be clear, you do not need a website. I do not want you wasting time and money on that. You do not need perfection. You need progress. You need to actually start. In fact, if you need to stop watching videos like this to actually start taking action, then do it. I want to see you making sales this year with digital products ASAP. So stop saying that you're going to do this someday, one day, and make this day one. I really want to see you starting to take action and actually making this a reality. Remember, you just need a simple, clear path to move the traffic you generate with YouTube to your email list and to a checkout page. These are things that you can get started with completely for free. YouTube is free. System.io is free. You make these videos, you educate people, you tell them if they want to learn more to join your email list, and then you send them helpful emails that also have call to actions to your checkout page so you can actually make sales. So you can make sales and help those who purchase your digital product even further. So now that you know how I made $13,584 a week without a website, you might be wanting to learn which digital products you should actually avoid selling at all costs because they simply don't sell anymore. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to save you even more time and money. See you in the next video.